good. It's good.
Okay, Mark, go ahead.
Good evening. This is the Wednesday, March 4th, 2026 meeting of the Finance Committee. We are a committee membership of 7. All members are present. I declare we have a quorum and we are open for business. The agenda is on the screen and available online, which was posted this Monday. The second order of business is the review of the meeting minutes of meetings held on February 25th, which was last week, February 19th, which was the week before, which we held last week because we didn't have the proper quorum. So with that, the meeting minutes have been sent to everybody. Are there any comments or suggestions or edits?
Nope.
I have a couple.
Okay. Okay.
I'm on page 1,
Which week?
excuse me, March 25th.
Okay.
I'm on the second bullet, last sentence. It says this change in increase. I think we meant to say this change in decrease
Okay.
because the assessment went down and,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
okay. The second item I have is on page 2.
Same minutes, right?
Third of the way down the page, it says Clerk Wenzel made a motion to approve town clerk.
How'd I miss that?
I believe it was town reports and town clock. I don't believe we covered the town clerk budget.
Okay.
So with those two friendly amendments,
Easy enough?
is there any other discussion? Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in,
Sorry, I may have missed it. Should be Friday, or sorry, Wednesday, February 25th, not Thursday. Thursday was the previous.
Whoops. Okay. Good catching that. That's the 25th, right?
Yep.
Date was right, just day of the week.
does that mean we're going to adjourn tonight and meet tomorrow, or? No. So good catch.
I'm losing my touch mark.
There was a motion.
Yeah.
Was there a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Abstention? Jeremy. Meeting minutes of February 13th, which was a Thursday. Excuse me, February 19th. There were only 4 of us present at that meeting, and not all of us were present last week, so we deferred to this week. So is there any mention of edits or suggestions regarding the meeting minutes of February 19th? Motion to approve.
Move to approve?
Second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I think there are going to be 3 abstentions.
Yes.
Abstain.
Yep.
Got it. Good. So I don't think there'll be any quarrel, but if you don't mind, I think we'd like to take the agenda out of order and move number 4, which is the reserve fund transfer request that has been sent to all of us. Move that up to be the next item on the agenda. We've all received the reserve fund request. Robert, could I ask you to double duty here? One is to maybe call up the reserve fund request on the screen,
Yeah.
but can you also pull up the reserve fund schedule, which is,
So just from our workbook?
no, it's actually on the town website, accountants, reports,
Yeah, I can do that.
pretty detailed.
Okay. Just give me 1 second.
So, This is a fire department presentation. We have Chief Pingatori with us. Mike, do you want to come up and walk us through this?
Absolutely.
Good evening, Fire Chief Mike Pingatori. I know you all missed me from the last 7 days. Some of you I saw more recently. Jeremy, it's good to see you, bud.
Hi,
I see you
Chief.
got your book.
Yes, sir, thank
All
you.
right.
A
So
vote to make you an honorary member of the Finance Committee.
I would love to.
tonight.
Well, that'll do great for us.
I gotta wait till I retire, though. So we had to send our ladder truck out for repair in January. It was due to a failed pump test. We have the trucks pump tested annually. This truck failed a pump test back in September, late September. We got a quote from W.D. Perkins up in New Hampshire for a $33,000 repair. I sent that out in the packet I sent this afternoon. If any of you didn't receive it, I have a copy of it up here. I was able to essentially shop it around a bit. One of our maintenance vendors in Rhode Island, On Scene, was able to do the job for $10,000. It went down, January was down there for about 3 weeks, while they essentially rebuilt the pump and, well, all the plumbing that goes into the pump. So this is a nipple that was on the pump. You can see it's all corroded. This was part of the reason why it failed its pump test. All the plumbing was corroded, and it wasn't putting out enough pressure per NFPA standards, so they couldn't test the pump. So with that said, when I got the bill, our purchase services account and most of our accounts have taken a pretty good beating this year with the amount of work we've been doing and how busy we are. And right now, I'm in the hole on the ladder truck about $18,000, and all the other apparatus combined is only $15,000. Typically, in a normal year, our maintenance and repairs on the trucks don't exceed $20,000. Right now, we're up to $33,000, and I still have monthly bills and hose testing and everything else I got to get done going into the spring. So we currently expended $58,000 from our purchase services line item. So taking another hit on $9,000 is going to force me to come back to the reserve one way or the other for monthly bills starting next month, or this one bill and then limp it along. So that's pretty much it.
Mike, one observation and one question. The observation is it's hard for everybody to go right to the full text of your narrative that supported this, but you hit all the buzzwords.
Yep.
Unusual,
Very much.
not reasonably anticipated, unforeseen. The only one you didn't include was extraordinary, and you would have had all four of them, so.
Yep.
But in the second paragraph, can you explain that? It seems that this occurred when your mechanic was out. When the mechanic returned, there
Yep.
was work overload.
Yep. Yep.
And this one had to be sent out?
This one had to be sent out. He is certified in pump repair, but the extent of the pump repair, we can't support here. It required the use of a heavy-duty lift to get the truck up in the air. And the way this truck's designed, it's very compact. It's not your typical Quint where it's a bit longer and things hang a bit lower. On this pump, it's very high up in the truck, and there's a lot of things up in the way to get to. So it requires the lift, which requires a lot of labor to pull everything down that's in the way of the pump. So this was just not something that we could support the repair on.
In this fund transfer for the cost and the expenditure's already been paid?
Yep.
So this is,
Nope, it hasn't been paid yet.
Has not been
Nope,
paid.
I'm still sitting on the bill. Yep.
okay. So this is to get you the funds to pay it?
Yep.
Is it, because this is the third week we were going to bring it back, is this overdue?
It Probably will be next week, yeah.
Okay, so we're,
The truck's going back next week on the 10th for a part that was on back order.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she'll be okay with me hand delivering the check.
so Robert, I saw you flash it up a minute. Can you show the reserve fund?
I just want to make sure that was what you were hoping
Yeah,
for.
it's like a 10-year history of it, and this is, some of you can see that we have, we were budgeted $50,000. The override added $250. If I'm looking at the same one you are, so we have a balance of $47,950.
Yeah, with the 25 for the library. This one does not have that in there, though.
So where did you get that one?
This is from,
Can you go to the accountant department?
sure.
Reports, reserve fund, second one. That's the one I'm working from.
Okay.
We had 50,000, 250 was added from the override, and the library was allocated $2,300 back in September. So we have 47,950 left, with 4 months in the year left. So it could be argued that there's plenty of money there for the next 4 months. The reason that we budget it the way it is we never know what's going to happen. So, but this has already been occurred. It's a bill that's got to be paid, so that makes the decision, don't want to get ahead of the committee, but a little bit easier to make. But that's where we're working from. So I don't have my calculator, so I'm not going to do the math, but this is going to bring us down to about 38,000 after this expenditure for the remaining time through June 30th. So, are any
So,
questions?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to transfer $9,175.67
Is there a second?
from the reserve fund to fire purchase services.
Is there a second?
Second?
Second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, abstentions? None. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
So, the next item on our agenda is to have certain department heads present to us, but as it turns out, there's a conflict, and the two that we had, of the three that we had invited, the two remaining are the police chief and the director of DPW, and hopes are they'll be with us next week.
Correct.
So the second item is review certain other departments, and we went through 17 or so last year, of which, last week rather, of which there's about 43, so there's still some left for us to do. And I think there's also some for us to circle back
Yep.
to get updates in terms of those department budgets were asked to be held last week.
Correct.
I just want to make sure that we're all starting with the same number at the top of the page here, in terms of the deficit.
So the deficit on here has been updated with Worcester Regional Retirement. So it did go up to 388.
Oh, okay. So we're going to talk about that this evening.
Correct. Yep.
But it was, when we left last week, 372,888, and now we're looking at 388
Correct.
and change. So I think that's got to be in everybody's mind as we go through this,
Yep.
to make suggestions to vote approval or reduce something from a budget, or, believe it or not, to maybe even add something to a budget.
Yep.
So if everybody's got their work book, I think we can find our way through this. I'm going to start with legal,
Okay.
which is 1151.
Is this updated version?
So this is one that I just
No.
made some alterations today with the color coding and just adding EDC and CRC at the end, and I just did Worcester Regional Retirement.
So the point is, nobody's received this. Okay?
Correct, yes. Everything else remained the same.
Right. So can we go to legal, which is 1151? Bear with me for a second. So not everybody was here last year when we went through this particular process of the budget. But I think there were enough of us, Tony and Jeff and Julia, I'm sure was here, and Jeremy and I. When we looked at this particular budget, we were trying to get $1,130,000 deficit down to zero.
Yeah.
But the discussion was that this legal budget might be a little skinny. And we were advocating for something higher, and to the select board's credit, they said, no, we'll live with that. I think it's important to note that, not going to ask you to pull it up, but on the reports in the accountants department that we just left,
Yep.
there's a pretty substantial report in terms of expenditures to year-to-date. In expenditures year-to-date, the legal services amount of $17,618 has all been spent.
Correct.
And that's as of February 23rd. What I don't know is whether it was all spent in October or January or when it was all spent, but as of February 23rd, it's all spent.
It has been spread out.
And now we're, with 3 or 4 months to go. I'm not looking for a reserve fund transfer request to come back to us. I'm just saying, don't want to take the deficit in the wrong direction, but is that the right amount of money, or should it be increased?
I can tell you, we do have, I think, some contract negotiations coming up this year with the DPW is up, and I think fire is going to be up. I forget if it's this year or next year. Not this year. Okay, but DPW is up, so I know we're going to have that. There's nothing else that I can think of off the top of my head that is really pending. We do have one matter potentially in land court that could come up at some point here that we'll have to deal with, so there's that. But other than those 2 items, those are the things that I see are brewing right now that we're going to need to expend legal cost on. I don't see it being a extra heavy year, but I agree with you that I think this budget is skinny, as has been shown from the expenses that we've seen this year.
Jeff?
Yeah, quick question, without getting specific, do we
Yeah.
have any pending matters that will bleed
Yes.
into next year?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So before we address that issue, the other piece of it is MGL, Chapter 60, Section 50B. For those of you that don't know what that is that title chasing non-payment of real estate taxes?
Yeah,
Is that what
tax
that is?
title. Yeah.
Right. I don't want this to be the end of the discussion, but a year ago, we were throwing out that this should be $30,000. That 6 of it would go to the collection of non-payment of real estate, and the other 24,000 would go to litigation, collective bargaining agreements, because if we don't do it, if in a minute, in fact, if you wanted to, we could go to the reserve fund schedule, and you're going to see legal is all over the place.
Yeah.
So we've overspent this budget, and we've come back to the reserve fund, and it's up there for you now. If you take a look at
24.
24, it came back to reserve fund because you spent it all and there was no other funds. And I'm not trying to be the technocrat here, but they claim that reserve funds should not be used for bad budgeting. It should be used for extraordinary, unusual, unforeseen things, and if you didn't budget it properly, technically, you shouldn't be using that. Obviously, we did, and we should have, and we would do it again. I just think that number should be $30,000.
Let me ask a question. Is there any financial burden on legal services for the Charter Review Committee coming up in the next 12 months?
Yes.
Right, so that's going to be planned into this, too. That's going to
Yep.
be probably a lot more than you think.
Oh, absolutely,
Right.
because that's going to be a pretty lengthy document.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, does this need to get bumped 10%?
I mean, if we were at that $24,000 number, then that would probably put us in good shape for this year. And then we did have some contracts and some MOUs that went through. So, I mean, I don't know if that would offset with like CRC and
It's
stuff.
previously been 30 grand. And then we ran into some budget woes, and the select board, did their part to try to bring the deficit down, which is where we're headed tonight and
Right.
this year as well. But if we know we're going to spend more, and we know we have things coming down the pike,
We do our best to not call legal,
Yep.
but there's unavoidable
I
circumstances.
think if I may, 23,000 for this year, we're going to surpass that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's good enough. So probably 24 is not the right number, even though we can, this is probably not the right number. The question is, I think, how much we increase that.
I think legal services should be 24, and Chapter 60, Section 50B should be 6. So that would be adding roughly $6,000 to this budget. Really, 5,942, but 6,000.
So Mark, what I'm hearing is if we don't do it, we'll run the same risk that we ran this year as having to dip into reserves.
Right.
Some,
Correct.
I mean, I don't think it's
So,
crazy, we're already.
there's no action we're taking to reduce legal services for this year. We're anticipating it's going to be equivalent or more
Yeah.
than, so, yeah, I agree with you. We should bump it up and be realistic about it.
I would make a motion to have the total budget of legal services, 1151, to be $30,000.
I'll second.
This motion's been made and second. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Abstentions? None. It passes.
Dave, was that?
MIS,
Yeah, I'll second. Yep.
115.
1155. This Budget's gone from 101,000 to 119,000, an increase of just under 18%.
Correct.
17.9 to be exact. The charge was for everybody to keep it within 2.5%. This one didn't make it. You can see that a lot of it happens to do with equipment. There's a server in there that is $14,002. Down below, there's computers, there's monitors.
Why the huge jump on the Acronis?
So we've learned that that was budgeted for the 1,800, even though we still have to pay the $14,000
So
number.
we paid 14 on that this year?
Correct, but it was only budgeted
Okay.
for 18, so we're eating that.
So that
Right.
reflects real number versus,
What
Okay.
was budgeted. So I have had discussions with our IT company, and they are supposed to get back to me with absolute rock bottom number for me. I do have a call with them tomorrow at 10. I have asked multiple times for it, so tomorrow this will definitely be locked and loaded, but right now this is what they said is the best number for us.
Where are the computers and monitors going?
So to upgrade and replace them, they're trying to do a third each year.
So is it town hall? Is it public safety? Is it,
all of them? Yeah,
so it's the entire town that will benefit from this,
besides the library,
besides the library?
because they're on CW Mars, not
Yeah.
Caesar.
Yeah. So when you're looking for the bottom line, is there hope that the bottom line is going to be better than the bottom
It's not
line we're
gonna
looking
get-
at right now?
It's not going to get worse,
Yeah.
but my fear is I think it's going to remain the same because I haven't gotten any good news back. And generally, that's what I found is that when I don't hear anything, it's going to be what we already discussed.
So I don't want to complicate the matter because we're trying to get through a lot of budgets. But
I
if
understand.
we cobble this together,
Yep.
we'd be looking at $22,000 in terms of server, computers, the monitors, and the like.
Correct.
That would strike me as being a perfect candidate to come before CIPC, in which case it would be taken out of this budget. I think that, maybe not, we're meeting tomorrow night, maybe that horse has left the barn, but it's just something to think about.
Even though it's a recurring cost, that doesn't matter.
Well, no, it has to be over $10,000, and it has to be more than currently 5 years.
Yeah.
You could argue, we all buy computers, 5 years is really pushing it. It's
Yeah.
probably 3 years. So it probably belongs where it does, but I'm just thinking in the future, that might be, a nice candidate to go to capital.
Okay.
What I don't love is miscellaneous of $1,000. And here's why. Everybody could add miscellaneous for $1,000. Everybody. And if we did that 43 times, we'd be looking at $43,000. It just strikes me that if you can't justify it, then maybe it doesn't belong in the budget. And I'm not trying to nitpick over $1,000, but I think on principle, it makes good sense. If we allow it with MIS, then why not every other department that we're looking at? Yeah, I need $1,000 for, I don't know what it's going to be, but I need it. And you multiply that by all our departments, and you got some serious money.
Yeah.
So
No, I
if
understand.
you're going to defend it, then that's okay. I'm just raising the point. Julie,
Yeah.
I think you had a...
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, I see where you're going with that, Mark, and I think that makes perfect sense. If this number came from our consultant,
Yeah.
I assume that it did, right?
Yeah.
So perhaps what we need to do is ask them to explain what miscellaneous is for
So
their.
it looks like it's like the actual keyboards and mice and stuff like that, but.
You know what? Then have the
then
budget say
outline-
that.
That's
Okay,
right.
Yeah,
outline it.
It would have a completely different read if it was a
The-
mouse and a keyboard, but when it says miscellaneous, it's,
It could be anything.
yeah, we're not in the business of being able to dole out miscellaneous, 43 times,
Okay.
$1,000. So is the decision to approve this or to hold it?
I mean, I would just like to see more information about the consultant and what it pays for, what we get for the consultant, how many hours, that type of thing.
We have a contract in place that has all of that information in it, which I believe we could pull right up on the town website, but there is a set information there. The consultant is in the town,
Is that a
sitting.
multi-year contract or is that year to year?
So it was multi-year and now it is, we're coming up for negotiations.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's obviously garnering our attention because it's up 18%.
Oh, absolutely, as it did with me.
You got to remember that's not true, because that 1,800 really is.
Right.
Right, so if.
That was the biggest thing.
Right, so in reality, this is only going up 5%. If you balance that up, so I'm assuming, what did you do, reserve fund transfers to get that up? I mean, if you really spent 14.2 on
Yeah.
Acronis in '25, where'd the rest of it come from?
Well, no, that's currently happening now, so we're going to be on the hook for that prior
Okay.
to the end of the year.
So, and this isn't like pointing the finger and saying, yeah, but that was a budgeting error. Okay.
Yes, so
So that would really make that, yeah, it's close to 5% increase to get to 119, if you even that out at 14.2 for that line item.
So what's the wish? Hold it?
I would pass.
I would hold it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if we're gonna have to revisit it, if the number changes tomorrow.
Yes. So we won't take a vote to hold, but the consensus is to hold.
Sounds good.
Yep, okay. How about public building, 1192? There's a lot there.
Yes, there is.
100% increase in general maintenance from 500 to 1,000. Repairs are going up. So that's a 2.5% increase.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm not going to look to add this, but the question is that enough? Because it took a haircut a year ago. And now we're, it took a 18.25% haircut a year ago, and now we're only increasing it by 2.5%. I haven't looked at the expenditures year-to-date, which would be part of the review. I'm going to defer to you if, and let me ask you, is this a budget that you submitted?
So that's something that Donna and I were.
But I mean, town, your
Oh,
administration.
Correct.
It didn't come from, the public
From
safety
some-
building
no.
or anything of that nature? Okay.
Right now, public buildings expended 85%.
Yeah. If I heard you correctly, and everybody didn't, you've expended 85% of it already.
Public building maintenance, it's a little bit different, I think, on the appropriation report because custodian wages are in that.
Yeah,
But
But-
right now, it's at 52%.
yeah, we're doing pretty
You're
good.
doing
We've been lucky that nothing has happened at the town hall with these frigid
Supplies
conditions.
low, everything else.
Any questions or discussion, or is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Motion to approve, is it seconded?
Second.
Second? Any discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, abstentions? None. 1193, town insurance. So here's the deal that I have. This went up exactly 2.5%. That strikes me as fortuitous. So help us out. Are these based on estimates, quotes, premiums, policies, wishful thinking, hopeful thinking, or do we have the policies in place that these are the premiums?
We do not have that, so it is just strictly estimates. That's why we did the 2.5.
What was the increase last year?
That's what I would say,
Yeah.
take a peek last year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, David, what did you say?
What was the increase last year?
The increase last year?
Yeah.
I'm not sure there was.
Oh, flat.
1193. Spent 85% of it
To date.
already,
Yeah.
but it's not exactly spread out evenly over the year.
Correct.
You could pay a premium all at once back in October. So
Yeah.
that's a little misleading, that you got so many months left and you've already spent 85%. So we're at the mercy of some of these quotes pending, or will we not get them until, July 1st? Or what
Yeah.
can we do to button this down or move this forward?
I would want to approve it at this number, and then, because this is what we believe would be where it would come in, so I would be okay with approving this.
So you'd be okay to approve this?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any position to disprove it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have a
I guess we're all hoping that this is the number, but,
This is what we have to work with currently.
I mean, we all pay insurance, and we'd all be blessed if it was only 2.5%.
Yeah.
Do we want to take a time, do we want to hit a pause and look at 5 years running and see what the average increase was? And is that going to give us a better take other than just saying 2.5%? Because again, what if it's 10%? It's going to throw you off by a bit. And I'm just throwing it out there. I just don't want to be
Okay
wrong.
with that.
Because it's not going to be wrong to the good side ever. It's not going to go
No.
down.
Correct. It's not going to be less than the 2.5.
So just think, if editorially you, I mean you, Robert, but if we miss this by 10%,
Yeah.
that's 24 grand. You come to the reserve fund,
That's
that
half
wipes out half the reserve fund
Correct.
for an emergency and something.
So if you're okay with holding it until,
Okay.
At least.
We'll hold until you tell us that's your number.
okay.
All right.
Thank you.
It would be interesting to see like the last 5 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
that's a very good suggestion.
Yeah, and if you're kicking, so I mean, if you're 2.5%, 3%,
It's just that, and I know it's different types of insurance, but there's been some erratic upswings and things like health insurance in the last couple of years, and it's different, but I don't know. I don't see it being more.
It is different, but it's not immune to
Right.
big spikes.
Yep, right.
Tree warden, 1295. I am not earning my stripes as Finance Committee member this evening, but that is woefully low. But if you look at the expenditure year-to-date, nothing's been spent.
so it's woefully low for what's needed, but not woefully low for what's been spent.
Right.
Just a quick,
So 3 years ago, we had the same discussion, because as it turns out, $100,000 of opera money went to the tree issues in town because it was a big issue at that particular time. And the 100,000 was benevolent of the opera committee, but it could have been argued that the need was 250,000 at the time.
Yeah.
So then there was some consideration of, because we have a road stabilization fund. We keep talking about paving the roads, we're never going to do that. So there's a road stabilization fund. There was some talk that didn't really get airlifted, but of having a similar thing for the tree warden. And I think if you look back, a couple of years ago, we added $20,000 And then it got cut back, and last year, the same thing. The tree warden wanted to be a partner to the problem that we were facing and wanted to make cuts and went down to the bare minimum. I'm just submitting that that's probably going to take care of 4 trees, maybe 6 on a good day. And we have a much bigger problem than that. And frankly, we probably all crossed our fingers during the last storm in terms of power failure, and we didn't experience that. But I would say in large part, that was the Paxton Municipal Light Department taking a very aggressive, progressive stance a number of years ago of trimming the hell out of the bushes that were going to affect wires, and ever since that time, knock on wood, we've not had that. We only need one of these to fall on a house, on a person, on a car, and have dire consequences. I think the tree warden, if he were here, and I don't know if you chatted with him, he's saying, I don't want to spend it because I know I'm going to need it, but I need to have it when I need it for an emergency. I don't think 4,200. It's always been 6,000 or 8,000. At the very least, it's been in that range. When the tree warden prior to the existing tree warden was the tree warden. It's nice to see. It's a budget saver, but I don't know if we're being smart about it.
So the previous report details a budget of $4,025. Now, this is going back 2 years, not this current year, the year before. 1,000 of it was a compensation, which we removed, and they only spent $423 the entire year on tree removal. So that budget finished in July of '25, spending 35% of it. They only spent $1,400, and 1,000 of it was on compensation. So yeah, there's been no tree removal spent in 2 years, really. I mean, for all intents and purposes.
Can we put that reserve fund transfer sheet back up there?
Yep, you're making a
at a
good
couple
point,
of those.
Seth.
A couple years ago, yeah.
You're going to see a number of,
Look in 2021.
2021.
and I think that was because we were light on the budget for many years running, and then we had to play catch-up. And I think that right now, we've been light on the budget for a number of years for this one. And you're right, we've been talking about this for years.
Right.
And I think that we may find that here's a situation where we're seeing seasonal patterns where we're light on the budget, then we have to play catch-up. ARPA helped us out quite a bit for a number of years. And if we don't put more in there, I mean, even in 2023, we're transferring to.
Yep, 2023 is $9,200.
So I think that this is foreseeable, it's predictable.
Yeah.
We know we need more, and it's just a bad option to put $4,000. That's not even one tree. That's not one. A solid oak tree, you're gonna spend $6,000 to $8,000 on one.
Just if I may, Mark, we have not spent any of the money this year, correct?
No.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah, none of it has
Okay.
been expended.
Not that we don't need it, but it just,
I would, can you make 2 motions in the same motion?
always,
I'm going to try it.
give it a shot.
I don't think,
I would make a motion to
Really?
either
Yeah.
increase it to 20,000 or by 20,000. So.
Is that a motion?
Pick a door.
I think you got to pick one or the other, Mark.
I'll go
I think
to 20,000.
I would second that.
To 20,000. It's been, motion's been made, it's been seconded. Any discussion? None, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Abstentions? None. It passes. 1443.
Mark, would
Yeah.
we be able to revisit the permitting coordinator, just because Jeff has been
Which one do we want to revisit?
permitting coordinator, just because Jeff is sitting here?
Yeah, we could,
trying to blend in.
Sorry for messing up your flow, but
you blend very well, Jeff.
I just want to think.
1129.
1129.
So that was one that we passed on.
Yep.
Last
Totally. So 1129, can we go back to that? Sorry, Jeff.
Oh, no worries.
Is there a motion to triple that budget? No motion.
No
So,
motion.
so we were in the hours type of thing.
Correct.
Jeff, do you have a microphone there?
No, I can come up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you didn't watch the meeting, which I presume that you did, the question was, the hours have been cut, and the consensus was there wasn't enough hours to do the enormity of the work that's before you. And the request was made to hold it until we could get the fence of those hours, or we may be compelled to increase them. So that's the backdrop.
Hi, I'm Jeff Tasker, Permitting and Community Development Coordinator. And the 1129 line item, specific to my department, I thought that did get passed on, and the building was held, and a couple other things were held.
Correct. Yeah.
So the 1129, and I'm not sure if it's on the screen, I can't see from the...
Yeah, that's the one with your salary.
But I believe the number arrived at, for FY '27, for the entire department was 33,338.
Yep.
And I believe it represents a reduction of 6,482 overall. And I'm fine with that. The hours I'll make work. And what I'm actually here, this is actually more of a past as prologue situation, because I'd like to address some departments specifically first. The building department, which was a hold.
So hold on one second, Jeff.
Okay,
Are
sure.
we good with permitting at 1129? You're all set with that?
Yes, I'm not looking to reopen that at all.
Okay,
I'm
so-
just looking.
He's okay with that number.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we, while we held it and you just blessed it, why don't we make a motion to approve it?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Any discussion? None. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Abstentions? None. And what's the next one you want to talk about, Jeff?
Excellent, thank you. If we could go to 1241 building. And keeping in mind that out of the 1129, we did reduce it by 6,482. I'm looking to take $842 and put it back into the line item 1241, building commissioner wages. And the reason for that is, as reduced for the coming fiscal year, the salary for the building commissioner at $21,976, I think it was. That's with the understanding that that would be for 20 hours per pay period, which, based on his average for the year, that would be enough. However, averages can always change, and I think land court was mentioned earlier. I specifically was thinking of hours the building commissioner is on the job, not actually doing inspections, such as land court meetings, meeting with town council, occasional ZBA meetings. The $842 I'm requesting would restore 20 additional hours for the year, which would account for most, if not all, of the non-permitted, non-revenue-generating tasks he has on his plate. So I'm looking to add 842 back into the 1241 5102. And that would bring it up, I believe, to 22,818.
Yep.
And again, that's with the understanding that overall, for the departments for which I'm here to represent, I'm still going to be, after that reduction, well below last year's budgeted total for my 1129. And I know it's apples and oranges a bit, but I'm looking at it kind of in the macro there.
So we just passed Department 1129. I don't want the numbers to be confused with dollars.
No, okay.
So now we're on Department 1241.
Yes.
And I think you said the hours of 20 are okay, but you invoked $842 to be added to where?
You want an additional 20 hours.
Yeah, basically, that'll get us 20 more hours under the 1241, 5102. I
Okay,
just think
let me stop it. Where are you getting 1241? You're losing me.
the line
That's
item,
that's the account number.
Yep.
All right, so you're going to add $842?
42.
And
That equals 20 hours.
And that's going to get you 20 more hours
for the year.
Not per week, just
Yeah.
for the
For the
entire
whole
year.
Or-
for the year.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so the 21,976, you want to add $842.
Yes.
Perfect. Got it. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. No, sorry if I didn't explain it too well.
No, you did fine. I didn't follow it carefully. You explained it perfectly.
Oh, there's a lot of numbers, and I'm throwing 1241s out here like we're all familiar with the accounts, and I should keep that
So-
in mind, too.
So account 1241, building commissioner, that's the only change is $842.
Correct.
So, do you have anything else to offer regarding that department, Jeff?
No, I don't.
So is there a motion to approve building commissioner budget with an additional 842?
At 22,818.
Yeah, yes.
So moved.
What's the bottom line?
Second.
I can update it right now.
Yep, 37,893. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Yeah. Approved, second.
Okay. Any discussion? None. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Abstentions? None. You're 2 for 2, Jeff. You want to keep
Whoa.
going or no?
Well, I got one more ask,
Okay.
Oh.
and keeping in mind,
Which one are we on?
I'd like to move to one that you might have forgotten about, but it was mentioned last week as a place saver, account number 1182.
EDC.
Yes,
Yeah,
which I think is at zero.
it is.
Since my coordinator account number, as I said, was reduced by almost 6,500, I'm taking some of that wiggle room where I can still justify and saying I'm cutting costs. I'd like to put $182 into the 1182 5200 purchase services for the EDC. And basically, a lot has been discussed about hosting events in Paxton, trying to create an environment that would entice not only businesses in town, but also temporary events, other things to come into town to kind of generate interest in the town, generate pride in it, and generate attention. Anything we can do to get people in. And I can tell you from just this week, having worked with a party who is just starting up a business, just had an opening recently here in Paxton, I can tell you, based on that account and what I've seen firsthand, the EDC really does a lot to try to generate good feelings in town and possibly generate revenue. And I just feel that the 182, specifically, there's been talk about sending out mailings, making up brochures, pamphlets, generating forms that we can advertise hosting an event here in Paxton, as well as for new residents, welcoming them to town, and perhaps getting a circular with businesses, town businesses and services they can look into. Anything that kind of stimulates and stirs the pot. I know people have been using their own time, their own expenses, their own resources for some of this so far. So I'm looking to put 182 in to the EDC purchase services account, just for simple things like maybe postage and small office supplies and materials to help get those mailings out, get the circulars printed.
You think that's enough? I mean, I truly appreciate what you're saying. I don't think that's enough.
Even if it's stamps, because you know what? It's
Yeah.
it's something, and I know this came up, I believe, the February 25th meeting, where it was said, we don't want to let this account get forgotten. If anything, think of it as a place saver.
Okay.
But it would help generate at least some positive substance to that account. And as I said, mailings, postage, circulars, attention.
You got any thoughts on this,
So-
Mr. Chair?
So a year ago, it was $500 before it got cut.
That's what I was thinking.
So don't think 182 is a good number. I would propose $250 to this budget.
So moved.
I'm not going to argue.
No, because, I mean, postage isn't cheap, right? It's not like it's a 10-cent stamp anymore.
Right. So a motion's been made, it's been seconded.
50.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Abstentions? None. 3 for 3, Jeff.
That's it. I'm
Anything
quick while I'm
else?
ahead. Thank you all
ran-
very much.
You ran the table. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Jeff. Mark, would you mind going to regional planning, just before we forget about that? Speaking of
Yeah,
ones
well,
that we talked about last week.
Yeah, hold on one second. So we'll stay with those. We have regional planning and we have veterans. So let's stay with regional planning, which is account 1177.
So last week, we did vote to approve this budget at the 1622, but it should have been 1662. Would we be able to revise that?
Yeah, this was a typo.
Yes,
So is it 1662?
yes, it is.
So is there a motion to approve, now help me out. We,
It's a difference
Passed on
of
this.
$40.
yeah,
We did approve it.
we did approve it. I have revisited it. Yeah, so we did approve it.
Yeah.
So who's my Robert Rules aficionado here? Do we have to unapprove it, or we just approve the new number and that supersedes it?
You got to make. Say amend it.
Well, I mean, since the meeting's over, we could vote to rescind it. You could move to rescind the vote, or you could, you can approve the new vote to.
Can we vote to amend it?
I would amend it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would move that we amend Department 1177 Regional Planning from 1622 to 1662.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Non-abstentions? None.
One abstention.
I'm sorry. who
One
was saying?
abstention, yes.
Okay.
So noted.
Yeah.
Sorry, Seth.
That's right.
We also, last week, held Charter Review Committee and Veterans. Do you want to talk about Charter Review? Did you have a chance to chat with them?
So unfortunately, I did not talk with Charter Review.
Okay, so let's leave that as held.
They are meeting on Monday, so
Okay.
we can talk about that during that meeting.
And we also held Veterans, which was 1543, because we had a question on benefits, if I'm not mistaken.
And why it went to 0. Unfortunately, I did not
Okay?
follow up on that one.
So we're going to continue to hold those two.
So let me, yeah.
And we've added this evening, Robert, MIS we're holding, town insurance we're holding.
Correct.
So now we're at 1443 before Jeff ran the table up here on us, so 1443.
Wastewater.
Sorry, just do
Wastewater.
quick housekeeping. Okay.
Waste collection.
Waste collection, okay.
So the $64,000 question is that this is a department, this is an operating expense, but sitting over in local revenues
Yeah,
is supposed to be the cousin to this, and we don't see or have the detail of local revenues, which is in the budget at $1,575,000. So the question is this number sitting over in local revenues in the $1,575,000? Because it's supposed to be either a smash or close to a smash.
that's exactly how it's set up, so that isn't set up to produce a profit or anything like that.
Right.
It is simply just to break even. And that's something that's definitely gonna increase in the near future.
Yeah.
So under the trust but verify,
Yeah,
we see the expense. We're told it's in the revenue. Is this the detail? I know you said it's there. It's a big number if it's not there.
yeah.
So,
So we have,
remember we made a request for the detail of the $1,570,000?
yep, and this is exactly the detail that I have, unfortunately. It breaks it down. I got this off the Division of Local Services, so from DLS, and that's how our tax rate is recapped.
I should send you the form that we've been getting for the last 3 years that breaks it down.
Okay.
Because actually, to Carl's point, he asked about dog licenses last week. Well, the schedule would show the dog licenses. So I think we need to get a better schedule than that.
Okay.
Last year, just to give you a sense of where it was, trash was estimated revenue 435,651, and actual revenue was 461,613, so it was 106%.
Right. So I think the wise thing to do would be to hold this until we see the counterpart shown up in local revenues. Is that fair?
Are you okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. I think good. $1510, Board of Health. So a modest increase, don't know the percentage, but it's not at all 2.5%. Seems to be,
2.5% on the nose.
excuse me?
2.5% on the nose.
The purchase services underneath the BOH, per services, I'm assuming that's an abbreviation. So under purchase services, we have purchase services. Not a big deal. Typically, we would have a detail on that, but that's for later on. So is there a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Abstentions? None. 1541, which I am going to say I'm going to recuse myself on voting, but I may engage in the discussion.
it looks like this is a pretty standard, I'm guessing it's 2.5% increase.
1.9.
1.9, okay. I have no, I have nothing to add other than it's probably too low, but we know that it is what it is, and there's not much we can probably do about it.
Does anybody know why there was a decrease in the food pantry?
In the what?
The food pantry?
A lot of donations.
I was just going to say, yeah.
So there's not less available, there's just more people contributing from the community.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can we just put the number back up?
Oh, sorry, we had a narrative for this one, so.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah.
I just wanted to have that
No, that's
up
fine.
there if anyone.
I think the narrative makes reference to an important point. There's 1,400 seniors,
Yeah.
so I'm rounding here, but it could be argued that the demographic senior population is 20 to 25% of our population. This budget is less than 1%.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing to not lose sight of is that there's and Julia helped me out, because I think you probably and I know more about this than any, there's an outreach consideration
Yeah.
in this particular
Right.
budget, which HIPAA and all kinds of other requirements, it's sworn to secrecy, but little old Paxton has its share of people that are homebound and
Yep.
need attention, and family is away, or family is estranged, or it's the challenge between heat and medication and nutrition and taxes, and that's kind of like an untold story here, but it exists. So I think this budget at the small amount that it is accomplishing a lot and deserves support.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think that this is just a no-brainer statement, but it's an unsung hero department of this town, without question, and for many of the reasons that Mark mentioned there. Before I make a motion to approve this dollar amount, does anyone think this is, probably all think so, it's worthy of more funds? Is it a discussion worth having, or are we just in no position to do that, and we fund it as requested?
I do have a question, like since with the van driver being zeroed out, like, what do we do with the van?
We don't have a van service anymore.
Well, I mean, like, the actual van.
The van has been repurposed to DPW.
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah. So if you see the DPW director driving by and it says COA,
I said he might get
it's got a
some.
plow on the front?
I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Robert, is that a 1979 van? That's just an inside joke. That's just an inside joke. Before I make a motion to approve this dollar amount, any discussion on increasing this at all?
The food pantry, was it well supplied all year long, or was there a tax on it? Does anyone know?
To my knowledge, and having spoken with the COA director, that it's been fairly well stocked.
Very well stocked.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
somebody will walk in and give $2,000 worth of food.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
Didn't know they were coming, don't know who they are, doesn't want any credit, and just said, you have the need, here it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
The only other question I would ask, like, if we're talking, like, thinking about, like, unmet needs with that, like, would it be something that, like, would it be beneficial to bring back an office assistant for 10 hours a week? Like, in terms of, like, I guess I'd be, like, before voting on this, I'd at least
Yeah.
be curious to hear, like,
there is an office assistant that's paid by way of a state grant.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
and we also have an intern down there, right?
Yes.
okay. all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Just a quick question. I don't think any of us can really answer this, but I know the outreach part is bigger than people think it is. Yeah, is that adequately funded? Is there enough resources here within this budget to handle that?
Not for me to say,
Yeah.
but I think the director would say she's got a handle on it.
Okay.
Yeah, but she does an incredible job. I
yes.
don't think many people know how big the outreach is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When you go
It's big.
down to one of those events, it's not just people in Paxton. It has a great reach in the community. People come to our senior center because of the environment that is there and the quality of programs and just dedication that's down there. So it speaks volumes to what we're providing. And like you're saying, we're providing all these terrific services on a very,
Shoestring.
yeah, that's, I mean, you hear that a lot when we talk about all our department budgets, that our people are all rock stars, but they're doing so on the absolute bare minimum.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And this is
Okay.
another great case of that.
To a lot of single-person departments. Well
Correct.
said, Robert.
And, okay, if we could just scroll down so I can see the number and
Yeah.
move to approve this cost center at $63,416.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Abstentions? 1. Thank you. Central Purchasing, 1915. So I got a couple of questions. In this account, 1915, line item 5813, postage, select board. What is that?
I believe that's for, the postage has always been included under the select board line item, but I believe that's for when we're mailing out our, excise tax and tax bills,
Just all
et cetera.
postage.
All the postage.
So having it in the treasurer collector department was decided a while back that that department shouldn't be punished for that because it's town-wide. Is that fair to say?
And it encompasses a lot more
A
than,
lot more than that.
yeah, just the
Yep.
excise tax too.
And the other question is account 5818, diesel fuel for the DPW. The other departments have their particular gas needs and the like in their departments.
Correct.
This isn't going to change the overall budget, because if we took it out of here and put it in DPW, 6 of one, half a dozen of another. I'm just wondering what the decision was way back when to isolate it here and not put it in the DPW department.
Not entirely sure.
Is it because it's a purchased item that?
And it's where they
Keep in-
fill up
keep in town.
instead of,
The fire department also utilizes the diesel over at the DPW. I'm not sure if it's captured in the fire, I don't think it's captured in the
So the
fire
caption
department
of
budget.
DPW is misleading?
So
It's just
it may
out.
be in this budget because it affects more than one department.
So at the top of the page, I got to be careful of recusing myself, but we just spoke favorably about COA, and now we're turning down the heat. What's that?
so that was something that we started restricting the use at night and stuff like that, right? So,
So there are less meetings being held in that particular building, and there'll be less going forward if we have a community meeting center. Is that
Correct.
Correct?
yes.
Okay, good.
Mr.
Good
Chairman?
question, good
Not
answer.
restricting, reducing.
Sorry,
Restricted
yeah,
heating.
sorry. Thank you.
I would like to state I was at a meeting in that building last Thursday, and it was extremely cold there in the evening. Tony was there, and we left for a while to go to our car to warm up, but we came back to the meeting, so it was
Notably
making
cold.
efficiencies there.
That helps that $8,000 budget.
Yeah, it does. It does, yeah.
So is there a motion?
So moved.
to move 1915 at the amount of 238,148.
Yeah.
Second? Second. Discussion? None, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
None. Abstentions, none.
Second.
Sorry to jump around. How about 1910, employee benefits?
Can we do county retirement while we're right next to it?
Right after 1910, we'll do 1911.
Okay.
Okay. 1910. In one breath, a big reduction because of unemployment insurance,
Yep.
prospects of claims out there. The employer share of Medicare, it's gone up 48%. The others are 8%. So, once again, we got to defer to you, Robert. Is this a good number, and is this based on actual quotes, estimates, hopes, projections, averages over the years? What is it?
So it is from quotes, but we do have an insurance and advisory committee meeting coming up. So I would like to pause on this
So
one.
we're going to hold, okay. 1911, Worcester County Retirement System.
Yes, so that was a significant increase. When I received that number, I demanded a meeting with them, so I got it the next day. And unfortunately, that is across the board. So it's not just impacting Paxton, it's all the units.
So when we started this evening, we
Correct.
had a slightly different number in terms of the deficit, and I thought you said you changed retirement. Did I hear that correctly?
Correct. So that's why I changed it up to the $1 million number, and we're at like 997.
Okay.
So that's what made that overall
Yeah.
balance jump up.
Okay.
So
And that is
that's locked
the
in.
number,
Yes, that is the number.
okay?
So that's the one that we have to pay by July 1 to get that discount.
Yep. Okay. Doesn't mean you have to like it, but is there a motion?
So moved.
Can we unblock the number?
Just spread the
Oh, sorry about that.
column a little letter.
So moved.
Motion's been made, is there a second?
A second.
Second. Any discussion? None.
Oh, actually, one quick question here. And I think we've asked this before, and it was kind of like we can't get an answer, right? About future projections on this. Any idea? Is that just pretty much the Heisman Trophy on that?
So unfortunately, with the actuaries, they do it every 2 years. So
Okay.
later this year is when we will submit our new records to them, and then it will go off of that. But
Okay.
unfortunately, we don't have
Okay, that's
any
fine.
indication of it going up or down.
Yeah.
I will just ensure that the information that they do receive this time is fully accurate.
Accurate, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
It's great. Yeah. I'm confident it won't go down. I don't think.
well, I'm hoping they're only as good as the information they receive, so
Yeah. Yeah.
we will make sure that that is the case.
And what's interesting here, just a note, we're paying, and it's nothing we can do about it, but we're paying more for retiree benefits than we are current employee benefits. So watch point. If anyone's paying attention, but.
Thank you for making that point.
So is the message, keep everybody working?
Yeah. Here was, maybe into your mid to late 70s, I don't know.
You make a good point.
Yeah.
So the motion's been made, that Jeff was in discussion. Any further discussion? None, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, abstentions? None. So we've got a couple, not going to misread and misspeak, but there's 3 or 4 that we have holds on for next week.
Yep.
And in addition to that, we have police and dispatch, which hopefully they'll join us next week. We have fire and EMS, who has already presented, but we've not opined on their budget.
Correct.
And then we have DPW, snow and ice, and cemetery.
Yep.
So I think it'd be advisable to hold those, particularly when 2 of them have not made presentations to us. There's another cluster of accounts that I don't want to overload next week, but the assessor's budget, town clerk, library, do they need to be asked to come in? Do they want to come in? Because there's been some substantial changes to those. Or are we prepared to tackle those this evening?
I know we said 8:30, but I think that we could definitely do assessors. I spoke with our assessor today, and I'm ready to talk about that one if you would want to entertain the assessor's budget.
So we seem to be able to do, 10 or 12 or 15 each evening, so this would leave about 10 for next week.
But with 2 live presentations.
Those 4, because we do have a hard close at 8:30, those 4,
Yep.
the 3 major ones, and no disrespect to the others, and then the 4 or 5 that you got to come back to us.
Okay.
I think we could do that next week, and that would put our arms around having gone through all 43.
Okay.
I think if you go to the very first page, Robert,
Yep.
you have done this interactively as we were going, because I was just going to tell you, our deficit's probably eclipsed 400,000 now.
Yeah, so we are at 410, 850. That doesn't include the 250 that we put in for EDC,
Right,
because I didn't link that up with a formula, but,
right.
so, I mean, you're looking at,
So when you do that, can you send us that new booklet?
yes, I can.
Workbook.
Yep.
And that's what we'll have as our baseline for next,
Yes, that will
Wednesday.
be our foundation for the next one.
okay. Does that make
Yeah.
sense to everybody?
Yep.
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 Okay. So, number 6, discuss future meeting dates next Wednesday
Okay.
at 7 o'clock.
We'll be here.
And frankly, not too many beyond that. So what's the date of that going to be? That's going to be the 11th. If you can keep in mind the 23rd
Yeah.
is the 2 schools making a presentation to a joint meeting of the, it's a Monday?
correct.
Thank you, Jeremy. Yep, it's a Monday. And is there any old business or new business? Carl?
For new business, I want to add to a future meeting a fix on our Article 1.7 bylaw, which is the Finance Committee and elected on other boards, which, as we ran into this past spring, our bylaws in conflict with Mass General Law. So probably should get that fixed.
Yep, happy to do that. And actually, there's quite a few of them.
Was it 1.1?
Oh, 1.7.
Okay.
Yeah, I think our bylaws say that they can serve on other committees if the select board deems that it's of value for them to do that. But
But Mass
totally
General
agree,
Law-
worthy of discussion.
Yeah, because Mass General Law is that they go on that position if a joint meeting of the select board and like whatever that board is. So like, that joint group could say yes, the select board could say no, which then you're in a conflict. So that's, it just,
We've actually had that happen.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Probably,
Yeah.
we can get that cleaned up, so that we don't. We don't end up having the lawyer come in and raise our legal bills.
Yep, totally get that. As a friendly amendment, I think that should definitely be on a future meeting, but it may not be that the next one or two, because we want to get through the
Yeah,
budget.
yeah.
But once that's done, you raise a good point that others of us around the table have raised
Yeah.
a number of times.
I think it's murky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's time, so. So is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? None. Is there any public comment?
No.
Nope. Good. Motion's been made, second, no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Abstentions? None. We stand
Aye.
adjourned.
Oh, right on the wire, just turned.